Okay, good morning traders, and welcome to the Bookmap live webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. I'll be your host for the next hour, maybe hour and a half, and we'll go through live analysis and reading the order flow in Bookmap at specific areas of interest here. So I want to go through a few things, a lot of updates here actually this morning. So wanted to also mention that. So we have new traders, new streamers coming in this week. In fact, I'm going to show you something new that we just launched last week, and we can start there. It's great stuff. So we're really happy to announce this. We have this new learning center room here. Okay, so let me show you where that is and how you can what it's all about. So yeah, I've got three new things to go over with you guys. So actually, before I jump in, let's go through the disclosure, and then we'll jump right in. But it's important here to go through some of these new items in here. General disclosure: all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only, and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so we can get out of that and we can jump over into this. So the bookmap.com well, what we launched here, soft launch. You'll hear more about it on Thursday when we send out the email to everybody. Click on the More button, the Learning Center right up here, New Resource, and click there. And then in here, we just put all of this together, and it's a centralized area for all of your Bookmap learning needs. We have Get Connected here. There are many videos in here on stocks, futures, the platform in general, cryptocurrencies, how to connect to these various data providers in here. So that's one resource right off the bat. This is a new course we put together here to help you understand all the different features and components in Bookmap. They're very short videos in here, adding a symbol, a couple minutes, 144, 1 minute 44 seconds, 49 seconds here. So very short videos on all the different components here in Bookmap. Volume, you see the volume section here. So this should be really helpful for you to understand how to use Bookmap. We have our educational course, our market mechanics here. So click on this. Now we've had this for a while. We just centralized it here. And it goes through. This is evergreen content. Okay, so you'll always be able to use this. There's an older version of Bookmap back in, I think, 2018 or so. Or 19, something like that. But this kind of stuff here is evergreen. It does not get old. This is just how the markets work, and that's what we're going through in here, and covering that in detail. Just use the back buttons here, or the breadcrumbs to go back. Order flow phenomena, all centralized in here. Different videos on different things here in Bookmap, like what is liquidity heat map, as you can see here, and then spoof test. This is again evergreen content, and understand some of these things in here and what's going on in Bookmap, and how you can use this as an edge around your areas of interest. Add-ons, all the add-ons, you might have lots of questions about the add-ons. They are all centralized here. Okay, so you'll find the information here. Dome Pro, the Trader Map Pro. We have a liquidation indicator for crypto. All sorts of stuff. It's all in here. Okay, in add-ons, you'll find it. And then Insights. This goes to the page Bookmap Insights. It links directly to it. It's a different site, or bookmap.com/insights. And then in here, you'll see different users that have created content, and we've put it all centralized here in our insights area. Some great stuff in here to learn from other traders. In fact, you'll see many of them in here were part of the Bookmap Blue Jacket. I'm going to get to that in just a minute. I want to continue on though. Live streaming events in here. We have some of the educators up here, not all of them. We're going to add all the rest in here, and we have a long list here of educators now in streamers in Bookmap. That's why I want to show you the calendar here. All right, so we just had a webinar here with Pirate Traders. Charles Goff over at Pirate Traders. He will be here every Monday from 9 to 10 a.m. Then all markets, I do this webinar Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Tom B is every day, every weekday here from 11:30 to 1. Followed up with multiple traders at 1 p.m. here. Fausto, we have a Pro Trader webinar today, this afternoon with Fausto Puglisi. Then we have crypto with John Slazas here. Tyler Wilson on Wednesdays. Options Millionaire, this is just like Charles, a new streamer here with Pirate Traders. Options Millionaire is on Thursdays at 1 to 2 p.m. And then Spanglish Trades with Frank Moreno over here, which will be in Spanish. Right after that, Doug, Options with Doug, and then the Algo Boys. All right, so all of the events are centralized in here. And in fact, you'll even see if you scroll up here in the middle of the night, we have a daily live stream here on the Nifty and Bank Nifty in India and the Bookmap India. All right, so lots of events in here, guys. We have crypto with Rain in the morning as well. All sorts of things in here. Wednesdays and Thursdays, also different webinars at 10 a.m. Jay Trader and Scott Pulsini. It's a lot, and we are happy, very happy to bring all these resources to you so that you can learn from them. And in fact, that gets back to this webinar. What this webinar right now is all about is to set up an understanding of market structure and order flow in general, the transactions, the liquidity, reading it, being able to understand it, and then apply that to your trading. So this is a foundation. It's not a trading room. We're not trying to be traders in here and call the market this way and that way. We will read the market and we will give insight to where it might go. But what we want to do here is learn this tool, learn order flow. This gives an edge. For example, Charles just this morning had a great webinar. He was looking for chop all morning long. And that's exactly what the market is doing. So in a kind of a 10-point range, more or less, just chopping. He is looking for it to break here. If we can kind of build out this edge, you can see this. He's a volume profile trader. Okay, so we have a volume profile trader. We have two now. We have Tom B. And we have Charles Goff at Pirate Traders. Okay, so anyway, guys, lots of stuff in here. Really excited, as you can tell, to bring all of this to you. All right, so really great stuff. We got a full dance card there for you. So all day long, basically, we have different people coming in, very different styles of trading, very different ways of looking at the market, and different asset classes. Okay, so yeah, really good stuff. All right, so let's see what else. Let me go back to the back to the learning center here, yeah, so you can also see some banners here about some of our channels. There is one more thing to go through in here. The top toolbar up here, the knowledge base is here, symbols guide, glossary. Under community, you'll see all the different communities. We have a blog, our Discord channel, forum, YouTube, Twitter, and our support pages here. Also, you can search for videos. If you're looking for something, you can find it in the drop down or just search for it. Okay, this is only for the videos within this page here. So you should be able to find what you're looking for in this new learning center. Let's see. Right. I wanted to go over this. The insights. We were just looking at the Bookmap Insights page and the blue jacket. Okay. So we have this competition going on. And if you're interested in getting Bookmap for free with data for 3 months, you need to make some content and submit it into the competition. So let's go to the blue jacket page and I'll show you that and how you can sign up for this. Oh, come on. Did I misspell it? Yeah, maybe. All right, let's try another thing here. Okay, let's try this. There we go. Okay, so here it is. I'll put this into the chat for you guys if you're interested. Basically, kind of like a floor trader here, the blue jacket. You become the winner of the blue jacket, and you get you know, the Bookmap offering here, a global plus for stocks and futures with data. Okay, futures data. So anyway, you can sign up here. Participate, the images, some of the details in here, how to participate, and some of the other details here, and then this really simple form. So just sign up, start making some content, and you're in the game. All right, so anyway, I'll put this into the chat for you so that you can check it out. All right, so let's take a look at these markets and see what's going on now. Yeah, I mean, we're going to kind of take a bit of a page from Charles's top-down, bigger picture approach here. Usually we jump right into the market and look at the order flow. But I too, I'm looking for this kind of bottom edge in here. I mean, you can see the profile here. So I know that, and what this means to me in the way, I'm not a profile trader, but what this means to me is down in this area here, the market can transact. It's demonstrating that here in the profile. So I'm looking to see if sellers can come down here and we get big selling dots down here to pull this market lower. Okay, so that's one of the scenarios that we're going through, and we're going to look for that to unfold. Now there's I'm going to go through many different ways of trading in here, not just one. All right, so and that is the goal in here, for traders to come in here and just look at, wow, okay, well, I trade this way. Okay, well, here we can help there with this understanding of order flow, what you're looking for. Right, suppose that you're a profile trader. Well, yeah, I mean, heck, if you see some exhaustion up here, you don't see buyers, and you start to see sellers come in, then you probably have something that maybe you can trade back down to 62 and take some off, if that's the way that you trade. Right? And we just came from the webinar with Charles. He does not trade that way. He's looking for a bigger picture break, and when he has that understanding, then he gets involved. All right, but maybe you're traded on a smaller time frame, and maybe you're a trend line trader. Maybe you're a patterns trader. There's a kind of little double head and shoulder or a double bottom down here, and you're looking for this follow through to fail here. Okay, it's coming back up to retest this area here. This is where we're going to look for some exhaustion. Okay, or we're going to look for traders up here. So you'd be looking for buyers up here. If we get buyers up in here, and we also have something in the order book that gives us some more insight, then likely we're going to come up to here, okay, or at least to where it dropped from here, right? So 67 or so. And then here we go. Here come our buyers here. All right, so this scenario is starting to play out. All right, so just really simple stuff here. And it's just by looking at and understanding this smaller fractal pattern in the bigger picture here. That's it. Okay, so basically you'd get out part of your position here, or one of your trade management rules might be that this is a smaller time play, and you'd be getting out a position here. Maybe it's going to pull back here and then run back for 68, and it could even break out from 68 on up into 70, or yeah, maybe like 70 up here. It looks pretty good. Okay, and that would be highs of the cash session, I believe. Yeah. All right, so anyway, lots of different things to look at and consider here. The other scenario was we're looking for exhaustion in here and then sellers down in this area here, right? So anyway, so we'll look at the order flow to help us, okay, regardless of what the trading method you're using might be. All right, so anyway, so let's see what if we're going to get a failure. If it just comes up into this area in here and then fails, what's it going to look like? Well, let's go through it. Okay, here's your price channel. It's just a diagonal channel here instead of a horizontal channel. That this is a little too high, so price pulls back. This is a little too low, or what it means down here is like there's not so many sellers down here. Buyers are interested in trading it back here, and then price discovery above that area. That's typically how order flow works in a trend. Is you won't see people lined up on the bid down here typically, except for the first move. Usually this is the first move, in fact. So a lot of times you will see them buying here, but that's it. Then you just get exhaustion if it trends. There's no one lined up here on the bid, really. They're just up on the offer, and the aggressors charge up after it. Okay, very much like kind of what it's doing right now, right? See, look at the order book in here. Okay, so the buyers are down here. All right, so now the question is, are we still trending upwards? Do we get more buyers in these higher areas in the auction? If we do, likely we're going to trade higher. Okay, and we're not looking for sellers in here. We're looking for exhaustion on the sell side, buyers to come back in, and then take it higher. All right. All right, lots of questions right off the bat. So let's take a look here. Thanks, Jack. Jack's in here helping out. Oh, okay. Yeah, the aggressors and passive orders. Yeah, I mean, the market's made up of these different players, and one trades into the other. I mean, it's just how it works. Someone is willing to take the other side of the trade. There has to be that partner or party. If they're not there, then, well, your order is going to go to the next one who is there. And that's how liquidity works. Is very, very simple. Okay, that's why thinner markets are more volatile. Typically, they don't have to be, but they typically are, because there's not a whole lot of liquidity. So you get, like, a price will shoot up to some area and then shoot back down to the next trader who's willing to buy at a much lower area. Something like this. Yeah, yeah, Jackie, you're looking at the chop this morning as well. Yeah. Oh, good, Pedro. That's what you're in the right place then to learn about this auction process in here and in detail, right? And what's great about this is it works for the you can look at your higher time frame levels, or like we were saying, whatever it is that you're trading. Let's just do that. For example, we haven't done our bigger picture yet this morning. So I have the daily on the left, the hourly in the middle, and the 15-minute on the right. Okay, well, let's take a look at this daily. It's been giving us a lot of good insight lately. And we are looking for a fade up here or tons of volume on the buy side for a break through the wicks up in here from back in February, right? Well, you can see that it faded on Friday and traded back down a bit. And today, kind of, we see a little bit of a gap up and then a move right back down though. Do I have the right daily in here? This doesn't look quite right. I guess it's right. So anyway, let's take a look at the hourly here. So are they still buying up here basically is the big question. So is it building, is the same thing that we're looking for over here where we're getting buyers in these higher areas? If so, we're looking for a price discovery. Okay, up into these areas here. This is no different, right? Looking at this is no different than looking at this on the daily chart. Okay, there's just a lot more time between it. So are they building, volume up in here, buyers, and do we see them lifting the offer up into higher areas? Does it want to trade up into 4,200 up here into these areas? Yeah, I mean, so far it's pretty kind of unclear. I mean, we see that we are trending up. That's nice. And then we see the move up here last week and then the move right back down. And then we can see that buyers are coming right back in. Okay, so likely if these buyers can continue, especially up here at the highs at around 70, we're looking to see if we can break out from 70 in this swing for high of the day here and get back up into this maybe 73 to 75 area here. All right, let's look at the 15-minute over here on the right. And we have wicks up here and we have wicks down here. So we're not getting too much out of this 15-minute chart. The hourly looks pretty good. I mean, usually, we look for that continued momentum in the hourly here. So there's going to have to be a lot of selling that comes in to kind of curb that momentum. I would look for, if we get one more test up into these highs here, likely we will get the breakout. Okay, but what we're going to do is look at the order flow to give us a higher probability of that to happen. Okay, so let's take a look. All right, now we're not getting much insight. Here's a lot of buying here. This looks pretty good. This doesn't look so good. A little bit of buying, and look at the sellers come in. All right, so now this could be a trap, in fact, and you can see it's kind of breaking this. It's not within the trend any longer. It's now in kind of a horizontal range here. All right, so we're going to look for that other scenario in here of sellers down here. Now we need a lot of sellers down here around 66.5. Okay, if we can get that, then we can get the move back down to likely this area here where we were looking for where we had that liquidity previously. All right, so there's a zone or an area, and we're not talking about some pretty big areas here. This is only like a 3-point move, but this is what we see, and this is the scenario we're going over. And then same thing up here. If we can get those buyers up in here, and then we're looking for that a potential move to 70 and higher, which looks better on this hourly chart. Right, so I'm still kind of looking for that, to be honest. I have more of a bias here to the upside, up into somewhere around 74, 75, something like that. Okay, so here comes our retest. We see some buyers starting to come in. All right, so let's see if we can get a bit more in here and then up to 69 and then break out to 70. And yeah, we see some liquidity up here at 75. So Jack, you were looking at some chop this morning as well. Yeah, I think that learning center ought to be really helpful for you guys as well. There's more we're adding in there. So there's going to be there's a lot of work still to do. But this is what we have so far. So we'll finally get around to some setups and strategies in there, right? So the rubber can really meet the road here. All right, well, you can see that again, chop and that second scenario. We're looking at our first scenario was the move higher here. You can see what's happening, the sellers and look. Okay, so see the selling coming in here. This here is a fractal of the bigger picture we were looking at here earlier. Okay, so and if you're going to play it as a fractal, and you're looking for the breakdown in here, then this is your target down in here, somewhere around in here, okay, as your first leg into it. And there's reasons for this. There's measured moves, but there's also liquidity down here. To understand that there's market structure down here as well. Okay, now if they can get through this kind of, we said 64, they came a little shy of 64. No, it looks like, yeah, 64.25 is where they transacted, and we see some stops in there. Yeah, okay, so yeah, let's if we can see some more selling down in here, then the next move would be our 62 level here, our liquidity that is here at 62. That's just coming into the book, but it is also the high volume node for this range in here. And super choppy here, guys. All right, so let's take a look again at our buy scenario in here. We know what the sell scenario looks like, and especially here, to be honest, this is the pivot point right here. Look at this volume here. If we can see our big sell dots below it here, this is trap volume above the 66 level. Okay, and then we should see our stop run to the downside. Okay, that would be one scenario. Another scenario is that, and let's just clear this here. We get instead, I'll keep that actually. We get instead the buyers up here. Okay, and we're looking back at our bigger picture again. So a retest back up in here, 69 or so, and then 70 in the breakout. Okay, so two different scenarios in here again. Same, we're back to this scenario here that we were looking at earlier. This breakdown in here is failing, and they're trapped. These are the trap traders down here. We're even in here basically as well. Okay, but mostly down below here, because you can see them pull away in here. Like the volume starts to pick up and pulls away from that area. Okay, this is something to look at in the order flow. All right, so now if we can get a little bit more up in here. Look, we're going through different scenarios, and bigger picture conviction here would be this one, based off of at least from in my opinion and my approach here. I'm still looking for buyers up and to come up and retest up in here and then break out. Okay, because this hourly looks pretty good. I like it. Look at the wicks on the 15-minute chart. That's why I want to see more volume up here on the smaller time frame. Then we got a pretty good likelihood of this to follow through and test up into our 75 level. Yeah, really choppy. It came back up here and just there's some buying, but that's about it. Back down to not only the bottom of the range, it actually broke it here. Well, I mean, we're looking for something that gives us some sort of insight and edge in here, more conviction in the trade, and or in the idea here, the concept. And we're outlining these different scenarios to try to look for the one that's going to play out, more likely to play out. And we kind of left off with, at least over here with our trend channel, the you know, not bad cluster of volume up in here. This doesn't look so good. And then we went kind of sideways here and actually broke it. We came right back up again though, and then we broke the low here. So it really is choppy in here. We're trying to get a handle on our market structure in here, and it is breaking it and then retesting certain areas. Right, our structure is kind of falling apart in here. This is you know, some strong consistent selling. You know, we can look at that in here, and we can also look now for the, you know, if we're going to get the continuation on that strong and consistent selling in here, right? The ones that are moving the market right now, at least on this very small time frame, were the sellers in here. So we're going to get more down here, and if we do, then we can break it and hit our 42 level again, 62 level. Okay, we got some stops in here. I think I've got my icebergs on as well. Show the icebergs. Not many icebergs. There's some. And what about our stops? Mostly just people getting stopped out, both sides. All right, Jack, so you're looking for 60 and then maybe the curl higher. Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe we have to come all the way back down into and through our, now we're down at our 62 level here. So you'd be looking for the move back down into 60, and then you're looking for maybe a curl higher. Yeah. Oh, here we go. And we're already through 62 on strong volume here, but right into this 59 liquidity here. So, and we can see some icebergs already in here. All right. Strong selling, that's for sure. It looks like a whole lot of icebergs in here. It's not a whole lot, I mean, it's 400. But for the day, it's a lot. Okay, so there's some buying down here. There's liquidity down here. Okay, so some of these choppy traders are then looking for maybe just like Jack is looking for here, maybe a move back up above into the the highs again. All right, so let's go through that scenario. If that's what we're going to outline in here. So here's our move. Here's our stop run. Here are our icebergs, and then we can look at this as being our kind of pivot level in here. So the scenario would be now in this very specific scenario, it would be those buyers up above here, those big green dots. Okay, so let's see if we can get that, and then maybe we can pull back up here, right? And then anyone that is selling in here, selling the breakdown to new lows, etc., they're the ones that's going to get squeezed, right? So we'd look for that scenario. I'll leave those three in though. Yeah, there's your curl, Jack. I don't know. I mean, like, I'd have to see a lot of buying in here, and especially above 62 here, for it to be convincing. And I would love to see the order book really light up underneath here on the bid. That would help a lot to look for that move higher. So going back to our here's our hourly. So now we're seeing, we're looking for the move higher up into these wicks in here on the 15-minute or the hourly here. And look at the heavy selling that's coming in and driving it lower, right? So that was the I don't know, it was one of the two scenarios. I forget which one was our first scenario. I think it was the move to the upside was our first scenario. Yeah, let's take a look again at that and look at this 15-minute chart here. All right, so yeah, pretty strong wick or move, and then still probing lower. And that does not help. Yeah, we got to look at a week. All right, and I just lost information in here. I hate the way these charts do that. Anyway, well, yeah, if we get this, the selling to continue, we're looking for like likely a move. I don't know. We could be bouncing around in here around 53, or the figure at 50, of course. But let's take a look back. All right, Jack, is this the beginning of it? Let's see. I don't see a lot of buying in here yet. But, yeah, I don't like it yet. I mean, really, these kinds of moves, like when it looks like much, when it really hits you over the head, it's really painfully obvious that buyers are going to come in and move this higher. and I just don't see it yet. And then it kind of, and the first test would be up to here, or our 62 level here, right? And we'd see pretty strong buying just to come up to 62. Okay, and we don't see that, right? And then higher time frame traders are going to be looking at this though, and then they would be looking at, back up into point of control, or 62 up into here, and then more buying to back up above that. Then we're looking for the move back up to 70 and maybe 75, right? Well, we just for this to kind of spark and kick off, to get those higher time frame traders, we first need to see some buyers come in, at least trade it back up to 62. And it looks weak. I mean, they're not really, it's not very strong buying right now. The bid doesn't look good. The offer is actually looking pretty good in here. So, in fact, based off of that, you'd look for a little bit more selling here at 58.5. And then for the move lower again, 57, 56, 55. Yeah. So Charles's read this morning was really, really great. I mean, we did finally break down below here, and he's still looking for a choppy day from his profile trading. I wanted to kind of harken back to that calendar again, and I want to show you guys this because I think that from the bookmap.com learning center or learning, you scroll down and go to the calendar here. I just want you guys to be aware of some of the other traders in there. So we covered Charles, Pirate Traders, and then this afternoon, Fausto Puglisi, a stocks trader, Tom B, options with Doug, and Algo Boys. But this one here is what I wanted to cover. John Slazas at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, he's a new streamer. Well, it's kind of funny. Actually, he is a longtime futures trader. He's got decades of experience trading futures. He totally swallowed the crypto bug and is now very, very focused on trading Ether, okay, Ethereum, and is a believer in it. So if you want to go and check out that stream with John at 1 p.m. tomorrow, you should. He, like I said, is an expert, and he. Oh God, hold on a minute. There are no timers set. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Let's keep the thought going here. Something that he is just excellent at, and you cannot. It is so important to understand. It is market structure, and he goes through it in detail. Right, so you can learn a lot from John. And I'm not trying to plug his room. I'm trying to help here. Market structure is vitally important. Volume profile is considered market structure as well. Okay, or your patterns are market structure. Could be horizontal zones or trending zones or trend lines. It is about the market structure though. And then what we look for in Bookmap here is the order flow around those structures. Okay, and there's so many ways to slice and dice it. But like I said, it could be profile trading. Here's your low volume node right in here off of the of this move that went sharply through that area at 62. Okay, that's why you'd be looking for buyers above it here, and if you're a profile trader. All right, so anyway, yeah, you might want to watch that to get an understanding of what John looks at, and he'll look at bigger picture time frames, and then again drills down into Bookmap. All right, so here you go, Jack. Looks like you're going to get your move up into 62. Yeah, you know, the volumes is starting to pick up, but it still just doesn't look that convincing. You know, I would pass on it. The move to 62 is unfolding, or you know, almost unfolding, and then it doesn't still just doesn't look convincing here. You know, heck, it might go to highs here, but we're looking for something that really kind of hits us over the head. There's our move to 62. Okay, so this is our area here. Okay, we want to see the buyers above it. Yeah, or the low volume scalp from here. You know, you're looking for that exhaustion or complete absorption at this area here. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, John Slausis is now with the Dharma Capital. He started up. Yeah, Abby, definitely go and check that out. It'll put a different perspective on crypto. And he's the first one to. It's great. He's the first one to say that, you know, you can't apply futures and stocks trading to crypto. You just can't. It's different. I mean, all these markets are the same in general, you know, the auction process, etc., but they have different flavors to them or different ways of trading, and that is what he can cover. Like, for example, what we're looking for right now is in the futures world here. We can jump over to crypto, and you know, you can look for it as well. Here in crypto is the same thing here. The level would be around this 29,480 or 470 here, and then it would be buyers back up above it here. And you see this kind of wicked move all the time in crypto. All right, so what we're looking for in here is exactly, well, it's starting to look pretty good, right? But it didn't look good up here. It's starting to look good now. Okay, so now the buyers are coming in here. Okay, so let's see if we get a bit of a pullback to retest this area here, or are we going to get more buyers back up in here and stream to 65? We can also look at our little bit of a trend line here. Anyway, this move in crypto happens all the time. You see the strong selling below, and then you're looking for the strong buying above, and then the other side of the range, basically. And people are just getting annihilated. They're selling down here. They're getting stopped out down there, up here. And they're going long in here, and they're getting stopped out down here as well. We have the liquidation indicator in here. Here it's showing you precisely that activity. This is an amazing indicator. I feel like here's 265K, 26 events in here. Over these 26 events that are dotted in here with a square, small square, these are people that their accounts are being liquidated. They're getting margin calls, and we know this information. It's objective information that's coming from the exchange. Okay, so and then we're going to see it on the upside. I'm pretty sure here. Here's another move, 187 down here, and well, let's see if we can get it to the upside here, and then you'll start to see liquidations to the upside. It won't happen until you get up to here, though. You look at our pivot point here in the crypto markets. Okay, so look for the buying back up above here. In crypto, okay, and it would look like this: big green dots. Okay, and we might even be able to get up to here where it dropped from up here. And then look for the 250K on the other side here, liquidations on all these. So the red here, these are people getting liquidated that their position was long. And we'd be looking for people, their position to be liquidated here that are short, and we're showing the transactions. All right, that's what we're displaying with the liquidation indicator. Let's go back to our ES. Yeah, see how this is failing here. Back down. It's starting to look good in here, and then right back below it. Yeah, pretty wicked little market in here. Yeah, this scenario just totally did not play out whatsoever. I was with you on that, Jack. In the bigger picture here, but looking for that continued momentum. That still might happen. Still might get back up here. Oh, okay, great. So you got 4 points out of it. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, so as you guys can see, like Jack is, he's scalping. He's looking at these smaller time frames. Someone like Charles or John Slazos, they're looking at higher time frames. I'm sure Jack is looking at higher time frames as well. He's looking at everything. But that's why we're going to go through like different multiple time frames and different order flow phenomena or events at some of these areas here. Because maybe you're trading on a lower time frame, maybe you're trading on a higher time frame. Okay, we can still read it. In fact, since we're kind of got a pretty choppy day in here, let's look at the lower time frame in here. Well, yeah, buyers are come streaming in, more buyers looking for 62, maybe 63 here. Okay, if I'm looking for maybe a retest and exhaustion here at 60.25, and then more buyers to come up here, and then a potential break up into 62 and 63. Okay, so let's see what we get here. Same ideas in this little range in here, from right here, okay, onward. Okay, so coming down and trading into our 60.25 or 60, and we're seeing our sellers down here. All right, so well, that's not unfolding. Now can we get buyers above it? There we go. All right, can we get a little bit more? Let's see it right here. If we can get some buyers in here, we should come up to 62 and 63. Okay, there's enough buying up in here to auction and explore into 62. Okay, the bid looks good. They're starting to pull a little bit on the offer, so we're looking for the buyers up in here, and then we're just looking for just a few ticks basically. Okay, still more. Even with this little pullback in here and some exhaustion, they're still buying up here. So again, we're still looking for it. There it is. Okay, there's 62. Okay, now let's see a little bit more into 63. There we go. All right. Okay, this was something that you guys had requested. It was actually Slowdown that requested this to zoom more into the micro structural time frames and start to go through the details in here. Okay, I'm looking at the same things here in the microstructure. Well, I should phrase it differently. On the bigger picture, I'm looking for the same things that are happening in the microstructure, the same exact things, right? So we can look at our ranges in here. Where's the volume trading? If we can auction up here and they're, the order book, they're on the bid down here, they're pulling on the offer. If we can get a little bit more in here, we should get the pop up into here. I'm out. That's it on this time frame, right? Okay, higher time frame, let's take a look. These are fractal markets. Maybe a move back up into 64, maybe our 65 here. Okay, that's where the liquidity is. Okay, so understanding these smaller time frames is no different in my understanding of order flow, and applying this understanding of how the markets auction, okay, to higher time frames. Same thing in here. Same thing in here that we've talked about. Okay, so looking at all of these different setups in different time frames. You can look at your different your higher time frame. Maybe you're looking at a choppy day. Well, take advantage of some smaller time frame moves then. Fade the outside edges. Look for the moves back in. If for example you not only fade the outside edges, you can look for even something better. There's always risk, but like this, our pivot points in here. We'll look for a move maybe back to the bottom of the range. You can look for that. Like in here, you can look for maybe the move through a pivot point, or one of these little areas in here, and then into the bottom of the range. That's another way of looking at it. Okay, so this, my objective would be achieved here at 63, and I'm out. Well, it looks like a good decision right now, but this could have gone up into 65 and 70. But I was just in this smaller time frame we're looking at in here, just looking for that move up from here on up to 62 and then 63. Okay, well, let's do it again. Let's take a look. Okay, so coming down into kind of bottom of these ranges in here, do we see our bottom edges in here? Sellers, more sellers, more sellers here. All right, yeah, 58. Let's see 57 now. Let's see if it can come push into there. It looks pretty good. It's open here. See how they pulled that liquidity? They're on the offer here. So we just need to look for some aggressors in here. Sellers. Here we go. See it auctioning down here? There we go. That's why we're looking for the price discovery. Now look, and this is only 3 ticks here, but the concept is the same. These are fractal markets. We're looking at, you know, these very, very small structures in here, in these examples. Okay, you'll note like what John Slazas will go through on his market structures. It is the same. There's no difference. It's just a smaller time frame. That's all. That's all it is. Now it's starting to auction back up here. Okay, now this would be trap volume, and we can get a squeeze here. And where would it look for? Well, it's already done it. Maybe up to this one though. Looks like there's a little bit of momentum behind it. But yeah, you know, up here looks pretty good, and that's it. Next level, if we can get a little bit more buying, would be up to 61 here. Now I have my reasons for it. It's up here. Right? Then maybe up here. And test up into that structure where we're looking for taking our profit up here. Okay. Okay, now where's our stop run too? We're looking for our stop run in here. We know that these guys are going to be trapped down here. Anyone who sold in here is trapped. We should get a squeeze. Okay, where are people placing their stops? Probably up in here, maybe up in here, 63. Okay, it looks pretty good. It's up at 62 now. Okay, let's see, can we get up? Do we have our stop run? It's been squeezing people all the way along here. I don't see one big squeeze though, or one big stop run yet. Quick scope. What plan do I have? If you're trying to make the right side and bottom like yours, I don't quite understand the question. So this is stops and icebergs. It's an add-on here. This is very particular add-on. It only works with the CME group instruments, and not all of them actually. Almost all of them. And does not work on the currency futures. At least the icebergs. Stops will work, okay, but icebergs won't. But icebergs will work on any of the other instruments in there. Can you put up the dome? Sure. Yeah, let's add the Dome Pro and take a look at that. Okay, Jack is helping you with that. Okay, thanks, Jack. Thank you so much. Do you need a global subscription to see this type of data? No, to get the stops and icebergs, you have to be trading CME group futures, and it works with global or global plus, but it's an add-on that you get at the Bookmap marketplace. I'll show you where you can get it. Go to bookmap.com and then click on the more button and go to the marketplace. In the add-ons here, go to the MBO bundle. That'll take you right to it. And it's here. It's 134 a month. Now, again, this is very particular. It's only for futures traders, CME group futures traders at that. And you need to have rhythmic data, which you can also get here on the Bookmap marketplace. Okay, so that's possible. Yeah, go to the home page here, and you'll find rhythmic in here, right here. Okay, and you can subscribe to rhythmic. CME group or just CME futures is $39 a month. entire group would be $99 a month. All right. So it works with global or global plus. Guys, anyway, so look how, I mean, like I said, it really depends on your time frame that you're trading. All we've done is just like seen a big choppy mess in here. Once these sellers moved it in here below, and we noted that area at 62. Well, that was a critical area, right? We said that before the move into 62. We set it back in here, I think. Anyway, this is becoming the new zone in here, the new value area in here between 62 or 63 and 57 in here. Now, I'm still kind of with Jack on here. I'm looking for the especially right now. This is looking great. I see sellers. I see more buyers starting to come in though, and I see this is kind of more buyers in here again. So this is like can be a pretty powerful pattern in here. If I get more buyers again in here, I'm looking for the move up into 63 and then maybe 65. Okay, this is your cup and handle pattern in here, but I don't care about the pattern. What matters in here is the volume and the liquidity in it, and how it auctions in here. So right now it looks like it wants to fail in here. It just exhausted here. The question is, do we get sellers here? So then it will fail. Okay, and then likely we'll go to 60 and then maybe back down into the lows here. Okay, now if we get buyers back up here at 62, then and pretty strong buying, I think this pattern will work out. There's more buying, and I'm looking for a move back up here and more buying, and then the break, okay, to this swing here and then up above. All right, and you can see it's failing in here. All right, so you wouldn't have been duped by it though. You didn't get what you're looking for up here, right? So the sellers are coming in, and we said if the sellers start to come in here, it's followed by exhaustion 3 times in fact, and then the sellers are down in this area moving it lower. All right. Let's see here. Quick scope. So you have to have Bookmap Global, yeah, or Global Plus. That doesn't matter. DXFeed, it's good data, but it's not MBO data for futures. So you have to have Rhythmic. Okay. Okay, so you're looking at higher time frames. No problem. Yeah, let's take a look. I mean, like, this is why we're looking at multiple time frames in here, like just trying to support anyone, and that Bookmap will show the data on all time frames. It doesn't really matter. It's just the auction, and we want to understand the auction on those higher time frames and lower time frames. Okay, so let's zoom out and let's just take a look again. I got kind of a mess yet again in here, the drawing tools. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this was a strong selling move, and it was able to move the market down below the point of control, and it's been below that point of control in here, this kind of 62 level. We kept on looking for attack back above it and then back up into 70. It still may happen, but it's not looking good now. Here's why. We have lower highs, and We have an equal kind of low here in this little time frame here, but we'll see if we can get some more selling in here to try to break the range and go to new lows here. So market structure wise, this is kind of bearish in here, slightly more bearish, that's for sure. Anyway, it's just been a real big kind of chop fest in here. Yeah, Jack, I'm with you on this. Like, with your advice, like when transitioning here, take your time. Wealth of content here, and can I explain the stop order? Sure. Yeah, cumulative volume delta, I'm not a big fan. I can see it much clearer, I think, in the order flow, and here are the transactions. And you know, I'm always a little surprised every now and then, like it's like oh wow, there actually is some divergence, you know. But a lot of times, like I already, we know there's a lot of selling here. That's going to drive the CVD lower. We know there's a lot of buying in here too, right? But we can look at the bars and the dots in here. You know, the bars are maybe showing a little bit better in here. There's less buying back up to here. Well, there's your divergence. You know, back up to here, and then look at your CVD. So not bad actually for your CVD. But then where would you look for? Then that's when we're looking actually for it to break out, right? Back up above our 62 level here, and it failed. We didn't really quite know about the failure. Once we start to see it get below here and kind of through here, that's when it looks like the failure looks pretty good. But your divergence is there. This is what I just don't like about divergence as well. Is that yeah, it's divergent, but who cares? Like if there's more buying in here, it's going higher. That's that. Market doesn't care about divergence. Yeah, the correlation with divergence, that can be great. And I think just understanding your indicators, what are they showing, is really important. So understand the math behind it, because if it's just buy minus sell plotted over time, and that's it, well, now you can really look into the details in here. It's like, oh, okay, well, you know, there's more selling back in here again, right? Well, then now there's a lot more. Now we see more buying coming back in here again. It's just so choppy in here now. Okay, so we don't really have much of a divergence in this area in here. You know, it looks pretty equal to me. Buying or selling, buying, selling, buying. This is looking pretty good. I like this buying. Okay, back to the top edge here, looks pretty good. Let's see, is it consistent? Is it strong? What's the order book look like? Okay, this is back to 62 here. A lot of people are going to take some profit at 62 and they're going to short it at 62. Okay, so maybe some chop. Now, if we get a lot of big buying back up above here, then yes, I am looking for a break. I want to see the order book supported. I want to see these guys get out of the way. I want to see the bid light up. and have support down in this area here, or some demand. Yeah, 65 looks good as a target if we can get these buyers to come in. Okay, so now here's a play, and let's just watch this here, because we didn't get a lot of buying up here. All right, so if we got a lot of buying up in here, that would be something different, I think. We're seeing a lot of selling though. Okay, we're back down into the breakout range here. Now the question is it's back to, if we can get that buying to come back in, I'd be looking for the move right back up into 62, and then if we can get those buyers up at 62.5, then we're going to get our more likely we will get the breakout into 65, more likely. And we're through our level already. Let's take a look at that, back to that Bitcoin in here, because I was just really curious to see if it's just equally as choppy in here. But I just love the way that Bitcoin, you'll really see that move. I was mentioning it in Bitcoin, right in the middle of the range. Let me see if I can draw it out quickly. So yeah, let's say this is the kind of pivot point in here. So you'll see like maybe something like this through it, back to it, back up above it, and then then you'll see the move back down to it, through it, and then back up above it like this all day long. So you'll see these, and lots of volume too, trading in these areas up in here, and lots of volume here. Sellers in here, buyers in here, sellers in here, buyers in here. Anyway, guys, a lot of different ideas, a lot of different things. We didn't really see too much today at all. Boy, I think probably the best thing was going over the microstructural stuff. Yeah, probably that was probably the most insightful. The Bookmap Learning Center, though, also just reiterate that one, guys. We want to centralize all the educational materials in the Learning Center here. So if you have any questions, you can go right from bookmap.com here, and you can go back to bookmap.com by clicking on the logo, and then you can go from here. You can either go to education down the page, or you can click on more and go to Learning Center, or click on education. That'll scroll you down to the page, and then click on Learning Center there, and that'll take you here. So all the getting started, if you're new to Bookmap, the getting started videos will guide you through, with very short videos, all the different features. New videos in here on how to get connected. Our market mechanics course in here We went through a lot of that information today on the lower time frame that we were talking about in here, like what kind of moves the market and looking for the more buyers at the high, and then the kind of skew in the order book type of thing. I mean, look at this. This is looking more like a crypto market to me. Buyers above these areas, sellers below it, and then we're right back up here yet again. Okay. Now we even looked. We were looking for that cup and handle pattern in here. Totally failed. It is auctioning up here though. Okay. So we do have more of a skew at the top edge, and we're back up here again. But we really need to see like the commitment of the buyers up in here for the move up into 65. Yeah, so anyway, that's what we got. And let me see if there's any more questions in here. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, so this is looking good for the move to 65. God, this is exactly what we're looking for. I kind of turned my head for a little bit, and then the volume picked up in here. So yeah, 65 looks great. Let's see if they can move it. The next level I would be interested in structurally is up here. Okay. This is where it kind of chopped around and then broke from and retested in here. So it would be 66 and a quarter once we get through 65. And then we're talking about back up to the highs of the day and then our 70 level. Okay. So this scenario, I mean, we didn't give up on it yet. We had to move back down and we know that there's some strong momentum on that hourly in here. Okay. Now we don't know yet. We don't know if we have conviction of the buyers, but if we can get that conviction up in here, especially look for the scenario on the higher time frame. Buyers, and we're looking for buyers right now to test first up to 70. If we can get those buyers in here in that order book to commit toward that, and we get the price move up in here, likely we will get the move higher at that point. Okay, because it's already tested up here a few times. There's lots of wicks up here. If we can get up here on some strong buying, it will break the wicks most likely. Then we can look for these little zones up in here around 75, 73, 75, something like that. Okay, so this is what I was talking about before. Bottom of the ranges in here, and if you get that momentum, you can look for a move back up to this kind of high 60s or 70s level, take some off, and then look for the extension. Right, so you can trade up to it, take some off, and then look for the continued momentum to the upside. All right, so there's just different scenarios, lots of different trading strategies and different scenarios in here to take a look for. How would that work for your market profile? Well, it's the same ideas in here. You're looking for volume and transactions up in here. Okay, and then you're looking for the buyers to come in and then trade up into here, 67, this high volume node, or this kind of tapered edge up in here, which are high kind of highs of the day up here, and then take some off. We're trading from the inside out, but looking for continuation, right? Because it goes along with that hourly chart. Right, so anyway, guys, let's wrap it up. We're just at the end of our time here, and we have Tom B next, volume profile trader, and then after that we have Fausto Puglisi at 1 p.m. Right, pro trader webinar with Fausto. So guys, if you like this, please hit the like button. That helps us, and we will see you tomorrow and catch up with you then. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow.